Hello everybody, this is Jandy the Artsy-Rose and Philip's main story. Let's proceed to chapter 3.
It's not doing what I want it to do. There.
Philip, main story, chapter 3. Wouldn't it be romantic if we did know each other before death? His sweet voice whispered in my ear. It's fate that we should be together. It's no good. This is all I can think about lately. Body temperature shouldn't have been an issue for me. And yet, right then, my whole body felt hot. I thought for sure that my imaginings must have been obvious to everyone else, and I looked around anxiously. But the king continued to talk happily, and I felt relieved. And so, if there is such a thing as memory fragments, I think maybe it means that at some point in time, Jandy and I must have shared a passionate kiss at some point. Memory fragments? I suddenly became very interested in what King Jean was saying. Now that I think about it, I can't remember much about my past life. I can't remember my mother and father. But the rest is kind of fuzzy. So no one has a clear memory of what their life was like? Let me see. I think it depends on the deceased. King Jean looked over at Sunny as they spoke, and I followed suit. I think most people actually remember, and those who don't get because they truly don't want to remember or didn't matter in the first place. Oh, or it could be that someone is keeping Jandy's memories all to themselves. Huh? Or thirdly, because 1,000 years have passed, because that's hard to consider. Only a demon could possibly steal memories. Ha ha ha! A demon? I reacted to the king's words, which in turn received an exaggerated sigh from Sunny. She looked at me. That's right. It would be impossible for a normal creature to steal memory fragments and steal them away. But you can rest easy. There shouldn't be any demons living here in Niflheim. To start off with, demons only exist in legends. That's a good point. I've been reading too many stories. Oh, but if it were me, I would want to keep Jandy's memories all to myself. And I would like No, never mind. Ha! Could it be that you want my memory all to yourself, Sunny? Huh? No. I don't need even a micron of yours. There's no need to act shy. Sunny and King Jean had an animated discussion about memory fragments. Keeping the memories of someone all to oneself. With that thought, one face in particular filled my mind, and I sighed. Philip. This is not fair on His Majesty. I can't marry him like this. Your Majesty. What's wrong, honey? Something on your mind? About getting married. Would you be alright if I take some time to think about it? Huh? As things are right now, I don't think I could possibly marry you, Your Majesty. What happened, Jandy? Why are you saying that all of a sudden? Why do you want to put off the wedding, Jandy? Have you got cold feet? You mean cold feet? I felt a bit bad seeing the king deflate before my eyes, but if I were to get married while I'm still not sure of myself, it wouldn't be good for our future. I made up my mind and continued. I believe in marrying my true love. What about me? Do you not think that I, with my pleasant and graceful nature, am the perfect person to be your true love? His eyes had begun shining at the words, true love. I really do think your Majesty is a wonderful person.
Did you hear that?
Did you, Cindy?
But Miss Jandy has not said that you are her true love.
Oh,
Huh? Oh, that's true.
Jandy. I don't know myself yet. All I do know is that I feel anything inside when I look at you.
What? But I'm incredible!
Well, that sounds about right. And your Majesty has many others that you like other than me, don't you? Oh, yeah.
And that?
I don't know much about love, but I think one's true love is supposed to be just one person. They are?
Don't ask me.
Cindy gladly in response to the king's reactions. Then, well, that is the gist of it. She looked fed up at this point.
Alright, I'm a king. I won't force any lady against her will. I'm a great king. Majesty, your hand is clenched so tightly it's shaking. You're imagining things, Cindy.
But the king was indeed shaking a bit as he turned hesitantly to me and asked, "Oh dear." But if you do have the inclination, you will marry me, won't you? Well, I guess it's not really the inclination so much as feeling with you are my true love. The king perked up at that. I won't rest until you do then. By the way, what kind of man is your type, Jandy?
I advise you think long and hard about how you should answer that one, Miss Jandy.
Well, having been asked, I immediately think of Philip. I shake my head to get the out of my mind, instead of focusing on the prince from the book. Someone who is very direct when they speak of love, with tender words that make the heart shiver. I see. Then I shall present you with the sweetest words you could possibly...
Wait one moment.
The king smiled happily as he took down a note on what it said. But I didn't feel anything special towards him. And after hearing everything, I have decided that you cannot help but fall in love with me. And after hearing that, decided you cannot help.
It sounds like this conversation is a lost cause.
What? How did that happen? I know.
How about this then? Jandy just by using lots of sweet phrases, like the prince from her story. Like the prince from her story does. Good luck with that.
I'd realized something while listening to the king talk. Rather than thinking that his majesty isn't my true love, I'm starting to think that there might be something wrong with me. Princess Jandy, is there any you can accept my love for you? My heart, and in turn, I no longer felt hungry either. I made my apologies to the king and quickly exited the dining hall to my own room. At the same time, King Jean was finishing up his own meal.
I may have never felt the reins of a horse before, but I cannot allow a gorgeous family like Jandy to be led astray. There's never been another like you in the history of Niflheim, and I mean that in a bad way. What do you mean? Isn't that what it means to speak sweetly? I'm calling it a miracle now that your majesty has not disgusted every female you have ever spoken to. What do you mean by that, Orlando? You try it then. I'm sorry, but I don't have any more time to spare on your frivolities. I must return to my work. You get back here right now, Orlando!
Orlando left the audience chamber look on his face just as Skeletano was coming in. I'll hold your hand, Skeletano.
And I will be right back. This might actually be pretty long. go with the standard ordeal.
My thought brought Philip's face to the forefront of my mind. I hadn't actually thought about what my type would be before. I shook my head to think of someone who would be considered to be ideal. My eyes, I remember. Orlando, he's everyone's ideal.
Or it doesn't matter because I'm the one you want? Trust that's not what she was gonna say. Sunny's cutting remark doesn't seem to reach the king's ears. And I will be right back. And now we get the one with JJ.
The one no one replicate, JJ. My type? But being asked only made me realize that I have never thought about it before. What do I say? If I were to indulge on my most recent thought, the first face that came to mind was Philip's. I quickly shook my head to the image and instead thought about the person I met previously in the castle. Maybe someone like JJ?
So, do you mean to say that you like me? You would like me if I went rotten? Miss Jandy is more of a maniac than we thought.
I only meant to say that I like a person who can be passionate about something.
Back? Alright, let's get one more chapter, and that's all for tonight. Pardon me, it's slightly presumptuous, but...
Oh, Skeleton!
What is it about my sweet nothings that people don't like? Why your majesty wants to speak so sweetly out all of a sudden? Jandy has started saying that she doesn't want to marry me. What? So I promised her I would become the kind of man that could whisper sweet nothings to her just like she wants. What? Don't shout! I'm sorry, but for you to speak sweetly... Do you know any good lines? There's no point in asking me. You have to find the scream that is lurking inside your undead self. I don't know why. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. And what do you mean, the scream? I don't get it. I need a plan. Give me one. If you want material, I would suggest you try reading one of Philip's romance novels. I can't read anything that I'm not the hero of. I just can't get into it. How self-centered! I'm so flabbergasted right now, my jawbone nearly dropped right off! But if I do read a story, I have to be the hero, or else what's the point? I'm just so awesome. So, the king seemed to have had an idea, something that, in the now rattling skeleton of his eyes, could only mean trouble.
I returned to my room and delved once more into my book. You are always trying to act more princess-like, princess. But I think you are perfect just the way you are. Even when you go running through the fields barefooted. What a wonderful prince. I spoke the lines out loud to savor the words, made myself giddy as I bounced around the room. You are the light of Niflheim, princess. It's only fitting that you should be a bit of a tomboy. His faint tenor voice and soft smile. The reason I keep imagining Philip the prince must be because he wrote the words. I feel bad for using his image for my own fantasies, but in truth, it did get my unbeating heart racing. I guess it can't hurt for the moment. I escaped into a world of my own thinking, of my own making, closing my eyes to immerse myself within the story. Where am I? Cold drops of rain fell around me. And through that thought, someone was coming towards me on horseback. Philip! I yelled to him the moment I could make out his face, but he didn't seem to hear me. This is another dream, isn't it? The scene I had read in my book played out in perfect detail in my mind. Philip was injured, just like the prince from the story. But even that doesn't stop him from moving forward. I won't let your smile die, I promise you that. In order to protect the promise he made to his beloved princess, I felt a twinge of annoyance at not being able to do anything as I watched him go.